Rocket, raid, repeat. For many, this isn't just a headline. It's the rhythm of life in Gaza, a cycle of conflict that seems to never truly end. To understand the headlines of today, we have to look back at the patterns of yesterday. Since 2007, Gaza has been under the control of Hamas. In the years that followed, this narrow strip of land has become the epicenter of repeated, devastating conflicts between Palestinian militant groups and the Israeli military. The story often follows a tragic script. A blockade that restricts the movement of people and goods, followed by escalations. These escalations can take many forms. Rocket barrages fired from Gaza into Israel, and in response, Israeli airstrikes and sometimes ground invasions into Gaza. Each time, the human cost is immense, with civilian casualties mounting, homes reduced to rubble, and entire communities displaced. It's a pattern of violence that has repeated itself every few years, leaving a deep scar on the region and its people. Then came the events of late 2023, which shattered any semblance of a fragile truce. Hamas launched a large-scale, coordinated surprise attack from Gaza, breaching the border and striking into southern Israel. The scale and nature of this attack were unprecedented in recent history. Israel's response was swift and massive. It declared war and initiated one of the most intense bombing campaigns Gaza has ever witnessed, coupled with a ground operation. Once again, the world watched as the cycle of destruction intensified, leading to catastrophic loss of life, widespread displacement, and a humanitarian crisis that captured global attention and sparked heated debates worldwide. The images and stories emerging from both sides painted a harrowing picture of suffering and loss. But while the conflict raged on the ground, a different kind of movement was happening on the world stage. The question of Palestinian statehood, long a central issue in international diplomacy, began to gain new momentum. Historically, many Western nations had withheld formal recognition, often tying it to the outcome of a negotiated peace settlement with Israel. However, the relentless cycle of violence and the growing humanitarian concerns seemed to be shifting this long-held calculus. A significant diplomatic shift occurred in September 2025. In a move that broke with decades of previous policy, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia all formally recognized the State of Palestine. This was a landmark decision, signaling a major change in the diplomatic landscape. It reflected a growing international sentiment that the status quo was unsustainable and that a new approach was needed to pave the way for a lasting political solution. These recognitions were seen by supporters as a crucial step toward affirming Palestinian rights and creating a more level playing field for future negotiations. For many Palestinians, it was a moment of profound symbolic importance, a validation of their long struggle for self-determination. This brings us to a difficult and uncomfortable truth. In a place like Gaza, war has become a language spoken daily. It's a language of sirens, explosions, and loss. It's written in the rubble of buildings and the faces of grieving families. Meanwhile, diplomacy often feels like an overdue translation, a text that everyone is arguing over, with no one agreeing on the exact words or meaning. The tools for peace exist, but the political will to use them effectively seems perpetually out of reach. The international community offers condemnations and aid, but a unified, decisive path to de-escalation and a just resolution remains elusive. When rockets roar and borders bleed, history is not just being written, it's being screamed. It's a demand for something more than just temporary ceasefires. It's a demand for genuine peace, security, and dignity for everyone involved. The cost of this conflict is measured in human lives, and that cost is far too high to continue paying. Thank you so much for watching and for taking the time to understand these complex issues with us. If you believe that history demands peace and want to continue exploring the stories that shape our world, please subscribe to our channel and join the conversation. We'll see you in the next video.